No.
Why don't we do a take two?
Wait a minute, let's start again. Hello.
Hi, this is Ron Vodri.
This is Alex Nussbaum.
This is Jason Fraser.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Hey, this is Ray Zwicker.
All right, world. My name is Cal Post.
Guys, this is Christina Walkinshaw.
This is Eddie Delaseppe.
This is Adrian Spencer.
My name is Timo.
And you're listening to the Dionne.
You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
Who am I talking to? What am I doing?
Julien Dionne Comedy Hour.
You're listening to the... fuck some
Comedy hour. See, I took the word out comedy. Changes the meaning completely, doesn't it?
Days and not really, I'm overworking, but days and the holidays. Happy holidays. You're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
And aren't we all?
Now broadcasting live and totally uncensored, from Lemon Press Studio in the beautiful Gatineau Hills.
Project. I was like half asleep on the couch and now I'm projecting.
Hey everyone, this is Christian Potenza.
This is Gay Trevor Wilson.
This is Jean Paul, a.k.a. the Island Hipster, hashtag hipster business.
This is Steph Tola.
Hey, this is Jake Goldsby.
This is Sky Wallace.
Hey everybody, this is Erica Sigurdsson, aka Ricky Siggs.
Okay, hello. Hi.
This is Howard Wagman.
Hey, this is Peter Anthony, the PA system.
This is Matt O'Brien.
Some people like that's my rap name.
This is Jen Grant and you're listening to the Julien Dionne Comedy Hour podcast.
We're sorry.
Show.
You and me belong, just like the flowers, laughing all day long. People I need to lose, sing a little song, then take a shower. Julien Dionne.
It's a show. It's not an hour. It's a show. It's okay.
Such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time. A beautiful waste of time. A
Welcome
waste of time.
to a brand new episode of the Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant. Good morning, everybody. We're here. We're live and direct with a brand new drop. Episode 443, broadcasting to you from Lemon Press Studios in the beautiful Gatineau Hills. Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, Gen Z Poo. The hilarious and talented Christina Walkinshaw, comedian and friend of the show, joins us from New York City today around, in about 15 minutes or so.
Someone else is joining us.
Oh, little Nuggles, Mr. Nugglesworth.
You're watching live.
That's not right.
Yes,
that's not
reminding
right.
you, if you are watching live, we're on YouTube, smash that like button, or on Facebook, give us a little share skipoo. It makes a difference. It helps. And,
Sure does.
Let me just close this window.
We are.
What's that?
Does it ever?
We are, yes, we're live on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch. And, of course, available on all major podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. How's the feed looking?
Great.
Just because when we have Zoom, I want to make sure
Take it out.
it's not choppy or anything. All right. Oh, shit, I missed it.
Yeah, it looks great.
Is that an omen? If I missed the Sigara? Here. Did we miss it? It's too late. Anyway... We didn't have an episode on Monday because I was coming back from Toronto, and here we are.
Yeah, you were at Absolute all last week in
Yes. And had a bit of an adventure on the way down there.
Toronto.
One of the top worst days.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was... It sucked, but I feel like if we describe it, people will be like, all right, it's not that bad. Do you think?
I think they would, but I also don't. I've decided that.
Sigida.
Yeah, I know. It feels like a Sigida.
That was.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the end. You know how sometimes at the end it feels like Sigida. Anyways, I feel like I don't want to. I'm gonna start this thing where I don't want to reiterate bad days.
Well, it's entertainment. That's what we talk for a living, no?
I know. Okay, let's go for it then.
Yeah, it's not reiterating or reliving or rehashing or energies. It's just.
No, it's not an energy thing. It's more just like, I don't know.
I just think it's a entertaining story.
Oh my god!
I mean, we can skip it.
It was a nightmare day. You can start.
I left for Toronto last Tuesday. Car packed, ready to go for a week of shows. And by the way, the more you travel, the better you get at it. But that doesn't necessarily mean traveling light. Back in the day, would travel, basically just pack my toothbrush and figure the rest out. Now I've got my pillow, my essential oils diffuser, my Rubbermaid full of food and clothes. Like it's a thing. So last Tuesday I had a show. Shows were starting from Tuesday to Sunday every night. So I decided to leave around noon. That would get me to Toronto around 5 with a few hours to showtime to unwind, settle into the comedy condo there in Toronto. So I head out and I'm on my way, bombing down the highway, go down the 5 here, the 417, and I'm on the 416 on the way to Ottawa or Toronto from Ottawa. All of a sudden, and I was noticing that it was a really cold day last Tuesday, and my temperature gauge in my car wasn't like the car wasn't getting warm for me to put heat on, and I'm like, I've been driving definitely long enough for it to be hot by now, but the temperature gauge was all the way down. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But I'm just waiting for it to kick in, and I've been driving at this point for 35-40 minutes, and towards the end of the 416, all of the lights on my dashboard come on, everything, like freaking out. And my car is in a scolding tone, is like, I felt like my car was against me. I feel like my car knew I was about to ignore all of it. So the car was like, turn engine off immediately, which you never get that. You never get, you get a check engine light. You can ride that out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so,
well, I guess
it's a joke.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But so I'm like, what the? Turn off the engine right away. So I pull over on the side. It says like oil pressure something. So I'm like, oh shit, what the hell? I pull over and smoke is billowing out of the hood of the car. Like huge amounts of smoke. I'm on the side of the highway and I'm
Nightmare.
Like, oh shit. What do I do now? What do I do? I'm like, and part of me just wants to like sit there and just like it's gonna figure it out itself. Like I'm just like, a solution's gotta come up even if I do nothing. So I'm just like for like a minute or two, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? So then I call you right away. I make a couple phone calls. Finally, an hour, 40 minutes after I broke down. So I looked up on the internet and my owner's manual, and I checked the fluids in my car, and it looked like it could have been oil or coolant. So after a series of panic-stricken phone calls, I have Jenny here, Jenny G, deliver some oil and coolant on the side of the highway.
And shout out to Pete.
Yeah, my buddy Pete,
gave the supplies,
who picked up the stuff, and the mark of a true friend. He's like busy and everything. He's he's got a big job, like an important job, and he's just always busy. This is a weekday. During the day, I call him. I'm like, man, I know you're busy. No sweat. Don't worry about it. But I've got this thing on my way right away. He's like, I know. And so anyway, fill up the oil, fill up the coolant, and turn on the car, and it's smooth. I'm like, okay, I'm a genius. I'm pretty much a mechanic.
Yeah.
And so you leave, I leave, I'm bombing down the highway. Now the temperature gauge is normal. It's right up in the middle of where it should be. I'm like,
you're also not including the fact that when I got there, we had to boost your car, and you basically turned around the car while on the 416. Like,
well, yeah, that's fine.
I know, but that panicked me. I was like,
but that was like, I turned around. I had to boost my car because I don't know why. I still don't know why I had to boost it. Because I didn't have anything on. It doesn't matter. Boost it. Yeah, I turned your car around so it's facing, on the shoulder.
It was not comfortable. It was not
on the shoulder,
comfortable.
facing the opposite direction, like
and
oncoming traffic.
I couldn't see the cars coming because the hood was up. So I'm just like, like every time they pass, the car moves. It's that close.
Yeah. Now people are fucking idiots. They don't pull over. You're supposed to change lanes when there's someone pulled over. It's actually the law, and nobody does it.
Yeah.
Nobody changes lanes. They just I'll just drive a foot. Next to that car, like people are flying by right next to us. So that too is stressful. Just being pulled over, just even being pulled over on the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
And the nearest exit is like 8 kilometers. There's nothing. I couldn't walk anywhere, so I waited, and then finally you show up. I fill the fluids. Anyway, on my way.
Didn't realize you didn't have heat up until that point, so you were freezing. Then.
Freezing.
Because it'd be one thing if you were already warm and then it got cold. But you hadn't had a chance to warm up for at least an hour and a half, probably.
Yeah, so I'm like frozen side of the highway. Anyway, started the car up, all the fluids.
Sucked.
I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm driving, and it really calmed me down when I saw the temperature gauge normal, like where it should be. So I'm like, all right, we got this. This is fine. And but I'm like, there's still a lot of road to cover between Ottawa and I'm on the 416, so I still have a good 3+ hours of 401 driving. So I'm like, that's in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh, all right, here we go. I'm just kind of white knuckling it because I don't know anything. It's just, I'm guessing. And it's running perfectly smooth. Everything's great. I merge onto the 401, no problem. Now it's busy on the 401 because of my delay on the side of the highway. It's about, 4 o'clock. So it's already starting to get dark, and the 401's busy because it's like 4 p.m. And past Prescott, Ontario, everything's working. Yes, success. All of a sudden, all the lights again the same morning. Oil pressure, turn off engine immediately. And I know that when your car tells you to turn off the engine, it's like you don't fuck around with that. No, because it could actually blow your engine out. There's so many things that can happen. So there's no like, oh, let me just get to the next exit. It says turn it off immediately. So I pull over right then and there. Side of the 401. It's snowing at this point, and it's busy. So I'm like, oh fuck. Man. And now there's twice the amount of smoke billowing from the underneath the hood.
Too, eh?
It's starting to get dark. Not quite yet, but it is. It's getting there. And I don't want to sit in my car because this is the Highway 4. It's the busiest the highway in Canada. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit in my car. Just in the off chance someone clips it and I'm sitting in it.
Yeah.
So I'm just standing in the ditch. Wet feet.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but standing in the ditch. Like that, anytime you're standing in a ditch, that's not a good place to be.
No. And so now I'm like, I realize how much further I am from home, so I can't just like turn around and go home because I stupidly kept driving. I'm on the 401. You're well on your way home. And I'm like, I really just, at that point, did not know what to do. And no roadside assistance, nothing. I'm like, fuck. So I call you.
Again.
And I'm like, I'm on the side of the highway. You were so pissed at me. You were like, you look at the time, you're like, an hour? I have to drive an hour? I'm like, what can I do? Like, there's nothing I can do. And then I call a tow truck.
Guy's an asshole.
Yeah. And, but not just an asshole, as if he's a tow truck driver against his will.
Yeah, like that's your job.
I call him. First, I call one guy. He's like, "Nah, I can't do it." I'm like, "Okay," but like happy to tell me that he can't do it.
While it's snowing and you're stranded on the 401.
No, I can't do it. My truck's not available. Call this guy, another tow truck company.
So much for the Christmas season of giving.
Yeah, I call the other tow truck. Hello, where I say I'm at mile marker, whatever. This is where I am. I can't be there for at least a half hour. I'm like, I don't care. Just come. Like, this is where I'm at. Well, you're going to have to... Yes. So this guy shows up 45 minutes later. At this point, it's dark. It's snowing. My feet are completely soaking wet.
Aww.
And I'm literally on the side of the road shaking, going, fuck, shit.
Well, yeah, if you're just standing there in the...
Fuck, shit. And I just don't know what to do. So I'm just standing, literally just standing, watching not one car change lanes. Everyone's just sticking to their lanes.
Brutal.
And tow truck driver shows up, brings me to. He's like, "Where do you need? Where do you want to go?" I go, I don't know. I'm not from here. You have to. Can you bring me to a garage? Well, I don't. Nope. You have to tell me. That's the rules. I'm like,
why the attitude though?
He was such a cocksucker. And I go, all right. I don't know where. He goes, well, there's a Canadian Tire. Want me to bring me? I go, sure. Bring me to Canadian Tire.
Can you please do an impression of what it would be like if it was in New Brunswick and this happened? How nice they'd be.
Yeah, unbelievably nice. They would take you in like their home.
Or in Wakefield.
Yeah.
And you know what's weird is it wasn't even Toronto. It was like Prescott.
No, it was small town Canada.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this guy was just miserable. He tows me a 5-minute tow, $325. Now I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? And we're like, you and I are like, that seems a lot. He's like, well, call other companies and get a quote. Then check. It's right up there. And so we're like, whatever.
But he gave us a deal if we didn't pay tax.
If we paid cash, he gave a deal. Well, still like $280 for a 5-minute tow.
I know.
It was literally 5 minutes down the highway. It took him an hour out of his day. Drops the when we get to Canadian Tire, my car's on his flatbed and there's like oil on the thing. He's like, "Oh, there's oil on the thing, on my flatbed. You blew out your engine. Your engine's done. Like you're that's." So I'm like,
this guy really needs to get in a different line of work
I'm like,
or something.
what's happening? Okay, so what happens if my engine's dead? Well, you need a new engine. I'm like, ugh.
Ew.
So leave the car at Canadian Tire, jump in with you. Come back.
It's like my pet peeve about when customer service people give bad news, but they smile.
I know.
I just want to strangle them.
So I'm like, so then we drive back home an hour and a half, and then I'm home. I'm literally going to bed. I'm like, I can't handle any more of it, and it's 7:55 p.m. and I'm going to bed, which is 5 minutes until showtime where I'm supposed to be in Toronto. Like in Toronto at Absolute, the lead-in song is playing and everything. They're getting ready, and I'm going to bed in Wakefield, Quebec. I'm supposed to headline. And so they had me replaced, no problem. And anyway, left the next day with your car. You gave me your car, which was unbelievable. And so I made it to Toronto. As we speak, my car is in Prescott, Ontario. And turns out it was just an oil filter housing thing. Because when we popped the hood, there was oil everywhere in the hood. So turns out it was fine. Because the next day on my way to Toronto, I stopped in at Prescott Canadian Tire and I moved my car. I went in and talked to them and then I started the car, no problem, easily started, moved it, sounded normal. So I'm like, okay, I asked the person, I go, if my engine was blown out, would I be able to start it? He said, you might, but it would sound horrific when you did. I go, my car just sounded normal. I just moved it around to them. That's a good sign. Anyway, they finally looked at it last Friday when I was in Toronto, called me, and it's nothing. So I just have to order the part and we're getting it fixed. But
don't you feel like calling
what
that
a
guy?
Nightmare.
Saying, you're wrong.
No, I never want to talk to that guy again. Ever.
I'm going to find him on Facebook.
Are you really?
No.
Oh.
How would I know his name?
I don't know. Prescott Towing. Actually, it was South Glengarry, or not Glengarry. No, that's around. What's
Here,
anyway?
Look.
Grenville, South Grenville Towing. If you're listening, South Grenville Towing, you are a miserable motherfucker. Like so, just it. And when you're dealing with people in distress, like, wouldn't you make an effort to,
Are you sure it's South Grenville Towing? Could it be Grenville Towing Services?
No, pretty sure it's South Grenville Towing.
Because he has 3 stars.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, there's Grenville Towing Services, 1 star. I wonder if it's this guy.
What does it say?
Let's see.
And there's no South Grenville Towing? It must be that one then.
It says... Oh, wait. Very rude and unprofessional team. Non-professional, poor service, uneducated towing driver, old truck, never recommend. But you know what? It's not like that's not one of those services that you check reviews on. You're usually so panicked.
Yeah,
you're
stuck,
just like,
yeah.
just send me anything. You're desperate.
Oh yeah, if you're looking at bad reviews. No, his truck was new and stuff. It was just him. He's just like. And by the way, are you going to give a bad review based on the truck? I mean, who cares if it gets your car out of there? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's true. So there was no talking to you either. You're on the highway, side of the highway in your ditch, shivering, and you said, "Just go to Prescott." And I was like, "Okay." So I just go to Prescott, Ontario, and I'm like, "What do I do here?" So I just went to the Giant Tiger, and roamed the Giant Tiger until you called me.
What do you mean?
I just hung out, because it was a little while.
Oh, like on the... Oh, got it.
When you were waiting for your tow driver. So I was just like, do. It's snowing out.
Poor you had to shop at Giant Tiger. Just joking.
Really?
I'm totally kidding.
Oh my God. That was a day from hell for me too.
You just had to drive. I mean, I appreciate it, and yes, but it was just driving.
Oh my God!
No, it was a hell day. I can't. Hold on.
Nightmare City.
Yeah. Anyway, made it to Toronto on Wednesday and had a great week, but
and at least you had a good week there.
Oof, yeah.
Hey? It was like, when sometimes really it's like, what's that expression? Something the worst before the dusk, or something like something happens really bad and then it's really good. There's an expression.
Gets worse before it gets better?
That, and then there's I can't remember. The dusk before the dawn or something?
The dusk before the dawn?
I don't know.
Google it. Google the expression.
The dusk before.
But how would that?
The dawn.
I've never. What would that even mean?
I don't know.
Well, the dusk before the dawn.
Let me see. It's always darkest before the dawn, from dusk till dawn. Oh, maybe I'm getting things confused.
Yeah.
The meaning is things always seem to get worse before they get better.
Well, what is the expression?
Even in the worst circumstances, there is hope.
From dusk to dawn?
No, I think I mixed up two sayings. Like one is it's always darkest before the dawn, and then the other expression is dusk to dawn.
Is that actually an expression or a movie?
Dusk to dawn?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It says from sunset to sunrise. But
well, that's not an expression. That's just like a time period.
What is the meaning of dusk to dawn? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not an expression. It's just like it's like, what is the meaning of high noon? It's not like necessarily an expression. Anyway, who cares? Why am I mansplaining expressions? Hello?
From civil to rude.
What is that?
You.
What do you mean?
You were civil 5 seconds ago, and now you're rude?
That's rude? You didn't deal with South Glengarry towing if that's rude. Rude. All right, let's go now to we're live and direct. I mean, enough of this. By the way, do you have a daily dose?
I do, but
well,
it doesn't matter.
We'll do it after.
We can even do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. All the way from New York City, ladies and gentlemen. Our friend and yours, we love her. You know her, you love her. The hilarious and talented Christina Walkinshaw joins us. Hey.
Yay.
Hi, you guys. I'm excited. Wait. Listen, I'm no newbie to Zoom, but why can't I see you guys?
Oh, you can't see us? Oh, hold on. Let me turn on our camera here.
I'm no
boom.
newbie.
Can you see us now?
There we go. I just didn't want to talk to myself for half an hour. I already do that for the other 23 and a half hours of the day.
Here, I'm just going to get this guy off.
Hi, Christina.
Oh, how nice of you to have the cat in the...
Yeah, well,
shot.
it's because he's in both of our cameras, so it makes him look weird on the...
I know.
Good
I
old
know you
monkey.
guys love your cat. And trust me, it's not that I mind cats. They're fine. I don't like the stigma of like being a girl my age single and everybody expects me to have a cat.
Would you consider getting a cat?
No, like I spent my 30s like trying to explain to everybody I don't want kids, and now I'm spending my 40s trying to explain to everybody I don't want cats.
How about, and I know one thing about everybody should understand about Christina, she is the most free-spirited person I know. and have ever known, ever. She's one of a kind. This woman, and I respect it because I remember we were neighbors in the same very small apartment building, lived across the hall, and I remember asking you, "Hey, Christina, I'm going to be gone for about 2 weeks. Would you mind watering my plants?" And you're so free-spirited that you were like, "Oh, I don't want that responsibility." I was like, you know what? I get it. Like, you know yourself. You're like, I just don't want to have to be held down by plants.
Wait, are you sure I wouldn't even water your plants? Or was it just I was going to be gone a lot and I was scared I would kill your plants?
Maybe.
Because I feel like I wouldn't say, I would say yes if I was at home. But yeah, it's true. Like, I don't even want to be, pinned down by a cat. And you're right. I don't have any plants. I'd kill those too.
You'd be good with it.
You don't want any responsibilities.
Freedom, no living things in my apartment at all. Nothing alive.
And listen, it wasn't a diss. It was more like, this woman knows herself.
I feel like
wants to have fun.
You could probably handle a cactus.
I could. Or like, what's the other one I had once? I forget. But another one of those ones that you don't really have
succulent?
to... Yeah, succulent. I had a succulent.
A plastic plant? Fake?
Maybe. I did actually have a plant for a bit here by the window, but it wasn't even that I well, actually, no, I did forget to water it a lot, but I just kept on knocking it over.
How?
And that was making giant messes. I have dirt on my windowsill all the time. I was like, ugh, so I just threw the plant away.
So you're living in, tell everyone you're living in Brooklyn, New York. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I live in Williamsburg, and as I feel like I was on the show before, if you listen, I did move to New York March 1st, 2020.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Right at the start line of this thing. How is it now in New York? Are you gigging a lot? Are shows? Yeah, I mean, it feels back, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's better than anywhere else now. I feel like we've got our shit figured out now. Like when I see all these shows in Toronto and I talk to people in the motherland, it seems like it's still very frustrating up there, and there's still lots of like capacity limits. And...
Oh, it's actually insane. I can't even believe we're having these conversations still. Like we're going to New Brunswick next week, and people there are still talking about circuit breaker resets, and you can't gather, you can't change zones. I'm like, what are you serious? Like, how does this?
Is that still happening? Wow.
Fuck yeah. I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I'm so done.
Okay, so Christina, can I live vicariously through you a little bit, and everybody can hear? What is it? Do you ever wear masks anymore in New York?
I always do, like on the subway. On the subway, if I go in stores, like if I go grocery shopping, I put on my mask.
Are you required to?
You can go to restaurants and bars. You can sit at the bar, but you have to be vaccinated.
Okay, but do you have to wear a mask when you walk in, or can you just walk in with no mask?
No, you walk in with no mask, and immediately if there's not somebody at the door, the second you go to the bar, they'll be like,
okay,
I'm going to see your Vax card and ID.
Okay, and what about when you go into a grocery store? Do you have to wear a mask?
A lot of the signs say, like, like vaccinated guests don't have to wear a mask, but still suggested. But I feel like everybody in New York we do wear our mask in the store. It's like a polite thing. In like any common area that's indoors, you wear a mask.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else is like...
That's nice.
Back to normal. Like, comedy is great. Like, we had one of those Just for Laughs, like the original tapings here last month.
Yeah.
And I'd already heard from everybody in LA that it wasn't like the best, that the audiences were like... The audience members were socially distanced and they were all wearing masks and it didn't feel the best. And our show was sold out at the New York Comedy Club. Wow. Everybody packed, no masks, and it felt like the old world. It felt better than the old world. It was amazing. Wow. It was so good. And even all the JFL people, I think they were like fresh off the boat from Montreal. They were like, I've not seen this in like 2 years.
They were like, this is why I fell in love with my career and am in comedy, right? We've all forgotten what it could be like.
Yeah, that it was exactly that kind of night where it was like, oh, that's what it feels like. That's why I do it. Like it was a magical night.
Oh, it must have been.
I was actually surprised in Toronto how many people on the street still wear their most people still wear masks outside walking on the street. I was really surprised because I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I didn't even wear it in the club when you're supposed to, from like the green room to the stage. I'm like, no, fuck that. And but on the street, most people wearing masks, and I was kind of noticing.
Really?
Yeah, it was really crazy.
It's weird.
And just walking, and I said that to one of the comics on the show. I go, dude, everyone's wearing masks here outside. He said, well, it is warmer, like it's almost like a scarf. But
yeah, but it gets all condensation. I
fucking
find,
weird.
and it gets. Remember when you were a kid and you'd wear a mask right up to your face, and you like, I don't know, in Vancouver, because you grew up in Vancouver, right, Christina? So
Yeah.
you probably didn't wear scarves that often.
Well, I mean, I only got glasses in like late high school, and I didn't really need them all the time until, maybe my early 30s. But I had to get this, and I highly recommend it to anybody who has glasses. This fog away spray.
Oh yeah.
So spray this on the inside of your glasses before if you have to go outside. I mean, last year was worse because last year I was wearing a mask. When I went outside. Or on the subway, you're still cold. So I got the subway. I got the scarf on. So I do fog up. The second I have a mask and my glasses on, I fog up big time. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
And does it work? Yeah, it doesn't fog
This
at
fog
all.
spray, it's amazing.
Fog
Fog
away.
All right, I gotta get some of that.
It helps.
I wonder if Fog Away sold much of that spray prior to 2 years ago. Probably not.
No.
But and I was also noticing though, like people that weren't wearing masks in Toronto on the street, you really, and because it was cold, you really see the breath, and you kind of really just walk directly into people's breath, which whatever. But I'm just not scared of it anymore, of their breath, of the people. I'm just like whatever. I don't know.
Okay, can we get to the juicy reason why I wanted to talk to Christina?
Oh yeah, is there a juicy reason?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a juicy. Of course,
There's a
jump in
juicy
anytime. We're
reason.
just sitting here shooting the shit.
Okay, so Julien and I used to live in New York. I lived there for 3 years. He lived there for 2. And during the time that we were there, we used to frequent a bar. Let me just give some backstory on it. So we lived in Astoria, Queens, which is, I don't know, like 15-minute subway ride to Manhattan, would you say? To the city?
I don't know. It
From
seems like
Astoria?
forever, but I'm coming from Williamsburg, so I have to go back into the city.
Oh, yeah,
up through
right.
The city, back out of the
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
Astoria seems like I'm going to Canada.
And
but
it
you're
takes
right.
forever,
The
like-
Upper East Side, you could probably get there in 15 minutes or something, right?
Like this, yeah, the subway system is efficient, but not efficient at the same time in New York. Like I remember taking the subway to a show that should have taken, if I just drove there, remember? If you drove there, it would take like 10, 15 minutes, but it takes a long time. But anyway, that is a whole other side. So we lived in Astoria. And when we first moved there, I was like a scared Canadian, right? Because I'm like, oh, we're living in Queens. And there was this dive bar that Christine Von Hagen and I were new, fresh roommates, just exploring the neighborhood. We saw just down the street, not far at all, like 30-second walk, was this dive bar, and it looked super sketch, but enticing. And the sign on it, the name of it was called No Partners. And we're like, no partners? What does that even mean? Like you can't bring your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend to the bar? What's going on in there? And it was small and it was like very mysterious. And we were scared. Like we were just Canadians. Or should we go in for a drink? Like when should we do it? And we were like, okay, let's do it. So we finally went in there, and what a place that was. Like that.
The dive bar, your quintessential dive tavern kind of.
But like the characters in that place.
Yeah.
Like
everyone had a nickname.
Everyone had a nickname. Big Paul.
Cousin Frankie, Joanie the Jokester.
Joanie the Jokester, and she would tell jokes. Anyway, there was so much, it was so colorful, and you knew shit was going down there for sure. It was dingy, it was dirty, not great bathroom, like kind of really just sketchy. You never knew. And stiff drinks. You'd get a vodka soda, and it was like 3 ounces of vodka in a short glass with like just a squirt, the squirtiest squirt of soda water. And anyway, so what a place. I could barely drink there. Like they give you a free drink, a buyback. Do they still do that in New York?
A few bars are doing the buyback now again. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it went away and now it's back.
A lot of things. Happy hour went away for a long time too.
Oh.
I think the businesses that actually survived COVID, a lot of bars died of COVID too.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
New York Magazine did a
That's
whole
true.
thing on it, and there was
That's
like
true.
500 bars.
Of
that we lost during
course.
COVID. Like,
silly me. You couldn't afford to do a buyback during COVID. You're right.
For those who don't know, a buyback is when you're drinking bar rail, like vodka, anything, gin or whatever. Your fourth drink is on the house. So when you're on your third, they put an upside down shot glass in front of you and they're going to buy the next one for you. But the thing is, like Jen said, strong drinks, like a single is a triple. And I could almost never get my buy back because I'd be too hammered on the 3 first drinks. I'd be like, I can't, I don't want it.
Yeah.
And that's why it was fun, no partners, because it was a dingy dive bar. It was almost always empty. Strong drinks and a jukebox, so we could put tunes, anything you want. So it was kind of your own place. You'd go there, it was like your own personal bar, really. And we knew the staff, and it was so fun.
Yeah, it was great. So anyway, so fast forward. So the year that you came to visit, Christina, was that like? Would you say?
I believe that was like 2012 or 13, right? Oh, and also with the buyback, they do it with all drinks, I think, because I drink draft beer, and I like any bar, I get that too. But it's easier for me to have like they do it on usually, third, fourth beer. It depends on how cute you are. Sometimes I think I get it on the third.
Oh, you look good when you get it on the third. Okay.
Oh yeah, baby. There's a really good dive bar like in Chelsea called McManus Cafe, and he always does a buyback, and I'm like, I love it. But so yeah, you're right. 2012, I come to see Jen and Christine with my friends from Canada, Michelle, Anna, and Jamie. We have to go to No Partners, obviously, and so I posted the picture of us outside on Instagram.
I should have sent that to you so you could post it on here.
Put it on the page. So, but I remember when I went there, I met the owner, who is apparently still the owner, Bobby, and I was like, "Why is this bar called No Partners?" And he's like, "And you're gonna have to forgive my terrible Queens accent because."
Oh, I love that you're gonna try it though. Go for it.
I'm gonna try it. Okay, yeah. Don't forget, this is like when we say Astoria. Astoria's a part of Queens. It's just Astoria is like a very bougie, like nice, like comfortable. When Julia was walking through it last week, she was like, "I feel like I'm in Toronto." Like we walked a block, we almost walked up your street, but we were 1 block over. I texted Christine. We were 1 block away from walking up your street, and she's like, "I feel like I'm in Toronto." I was like, "Jen and Christine and Aaron and Nathan all lived right there." That's why you feel like you're in Toronto. So whatever. But at 2012, I asked the owner, I'm like, "Why is this bar called No Partners?" And he goes, "'Cause when we opened the business years ago, it was me and my partner, so we called it Partners. Then the guy fucks off, leaves the business. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. So I put a no above the sign."
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Like, of course, that's why it's called No Partners. Because remember, the partners part of the sign is so big, and then there it is. It's like a smaller no above the partners. Like they don't even match size.
You're mad when you go to the effort of actually printing a no and putting that up there. You know what I mean? Like that guy's bitter. That guy's pissed at that partner. There's no way that he just would let it go. Like, you know what? Things didn't work out, but let's just keep the name Partners. He's like, I need the world to know there are no partners.
And like any classic American dive tavern, there is, of course, a phone on the wall.
That's right. I was just about to bring up the payphone.
Yeah. And
look at you with your coffee carafe.
It's like the original Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons prank calls happened in a bar, I think in New Jersey, and there's these tapes circulating around where the character's based out of. So a lot of these taverns had a phone on the wall. It was the company phone, but you could just call it, and a lot of people would make pranks and ask for someone. So that's how like the Moe's Tavern prank calls started. That's like a real story.
Oh wow!
So. But Christina would call the phone when you were back in when you were like in Canada or wherever, and then you
great
would just...
memories.
We took down when we were in Toronto. When we were in New York that year. We knew you guys were obsessed with people getting calls on the payphone, so we wrote down the number, and then when we went back to Canada, if we knew you guys were there, we fucking call.
So awesome, like fun memories. You know when things happen at the time, and you're like, oh, this is just whatever. And then you realize, you look back and you're like, that was so cool. And like, what a great experience. And that's why you take chances and go to places like that. That's why, even if you only we only lived in New York for a few years, but I'll never forget it. And I'll be like, I did that. I was in like this dive bar. I had this crazy experience, and you used to call on the pay. You know what I mean? It's just so fun to look back.
No.
So funny.
So anyway, Christina went back. She went back in 2021.
Just like a couple weeks ago, didn't you?
So update on No Partners. We I helped Julia get a spot at QED, which is a comedy club that literally is like on the block that you guys used to live at. Like,
no way.
It would have been like walking distance to where you guys live now, but in the other direction, like not in the direction of whatever that main street, that big one is, like
Ditmars?
31st. Like,
Ditmars?
Oh, with Ditmars maybe, yeah. But like in the other direction. But on another really cute street with like lots of restaurants and bars.
Okay. I wonder if the beer garden's still there. So many
I
questions.
know. Oh yeah, I think it is still there. I know. Astoria is so weird, by the way. It's always like, it's like 24th Road, then 24th Street, then 24th Avenue. And I'm like, why is there 3 24s? You know, you feel like you're 1 block away, but you're really like 3 blocks away.
I know.
Anyways. So whatever, we do Julia does her spot at QED. It's super fun. We're like in good spirits. So, and No Partners is, you know, it's such a fast walk. All we have to do is basically like walk up your street and we're there. So we're out front. We see like a sign that says No Partners, but like it wasn't even, I don't even know. I don't remember it being up there. It was more like down here, like as if they had some sort of a red carpet situation. There's like a No Partners sign. So we're taking Julia's picture in front of it. And the bartender's outside smoking. And he's like, that's going to cost you a drink. So, like, we're not even in No
guy
Partners.
or a girl? Guy or
It was a guy.
Okay.
And so whatever. And I was like, we're already going to come in for a drink. We're like obsessed. And so from the outside, it still looks like dark and dingy. We walk in. Oh my God. They have renovated the shit out of this place. But in a bad way. They've like ripped all the fun, dingy
character
memories. Yeah. They just like, why it was like, it was, first of all, the lighting. It was so bright in there.
so bright in there, yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, it was worse than the Firkin renovations in Toronto. Remember when they renovated the Firkins? They got rid of all the red plush, and all of a sudden they made it look like, I don't know, like picnic table. I don't know. I hated bar reno. Sometimes I'm like,
I know.
Just let it fucking get gross and then burn it down because I don't want the.
I know.
Or like the Poorhouse too in Toronto. They renovated that, got worse. It was like one of the few old-timey British kind of style pubs, and it's all bright now and everything.
Yeah.
Why do people renovate things to make them brighter?
Yeah, lighting is key.
Darker.
Yeah, exactly. Make it cozy.
Yeah, I want cozy. Like, so anyways, I literally go, we have to fix the light. Like, I walked in and it was like I was John Taffer. Like, I was bar rescuing the shit out of No Partners.
Oh
I was
God,
like,
I can't believe you know
why
his
are the
name.
lights this bright? It's like 9:30. Like, I'm not trying to read. I'm trying to have a drink. Like, so then he's like, come here. His name was Jimmy, by the way. I guess he used to be a regular a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you guys had crossed paths, but now he's the bartender. And so I'm like, you got to fix the lighting in here, bro. This is like, because I was telling him, I was like, oh, my friends used to be regulars here like 10 years ago. And I came here and I remember this. He's like, yeah, the pool table's gone. You know, like, yeah, it's totally different. Everything is like eggshell on the walls. There's like all these tables. They could, again, bring the lights down, put in some candles. There's 3 people in the bar. All right. One of them turns out to be the chef. And he's drinking a tumbler. You know, but whatever. So Jimmy lets me fix the lights. I make it look a little better. I'm like, this is better, right? Doesn't have any music on, but that's because he's watching the lighting of the Christmas tree. That's fair. Okay. I like made notes. I don't want to forget. Like, I'm like
made notes.
Such a nerd. Okay, so he let me fix the lights, right? At the back now there is like a little stage. Did they always have a little stage?
No.
But we thought of doing a comedy show there. Remember?
Yeah.
I know. Well, now they could do it, but it's like in the worst position. Like if you want to have a show, you'd be performing for like 2 tables in the kitchen.
I don't even remember a kitchen.
Oh, guess what? So now I didn't expect a kitchen either, and I was starving. So I was like, am I going to eat at No Partners? Spoiler alert, get a menu, right? And then I'm like, oh my God, you guys have a kitchen now? And I was like, okay, so whatever. And then again, the girl who's like just a few chairs down, she's the cook, right? And
of course.
Like, oh my God, the food's amazing here. And I was like, how are the wings? She's like, they're amazing. And she's just like this young, keen girl. And I'm like, oh, she seems sweet. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll have an order of the wings.
Uh-oh. I'm nervous.
Wings. First of all, I'm never a fan of breaded wings. Breaded to me says, oh, you bought those like frozen. Those are Tyson wings. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like breaded wings.
And
but that's fine. Not going to judge
amazing
them.
to one person is a different amazing to another person, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I remember being at a hotel and saying, do you recommend any local restaurants around here? This girl was like, oh my God, the Wendy's is so good. I was like, okay, thanks. Anyways.
And I feel like with chicken wings with you, Jen, we always had like drums and flats, and you prefer flats over drums, right?
I do. So does Jules.
Oh yeah, flats
Guess
all
what?
day.
I've moved on. I'm a flat now too.
Are you?
Yeah. There's so much
team
better.
flat. Yeah.
What about Christine? She's still a team drumstick?
I think so. I think she's still team drumstick. That's what you want, you guys, when you're like sharing wings with people. You want to find, if you're a flat lover, you want to find a drum lover, and you conquer and divide those wings as a team.
Yeah. You're right. You're speaking the truth right now.
We've gone to places and actually ordered only flats.
Yeah.
At Kelsey's in Kingston when we were there a couple of weeks ago, we were able to do it. All
They
flats.
let you do it?
Yeah.
You know
I feel like I might have gotten that order a couple times.
You know
on,
who gave... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I feel like I might have heard that order once or twice in my life as a server, but I think it would have been one of those ones where I secretly would have rolled my eyes.
Well, you know what? We wouldn't have thought to even ask. I would never even think to ask, but we were with, remember our friend Matt Murdoch?
Oh, I totally do. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a wing connoisseur. He's like, you guys have that in common, wings and hot sauce. You're both fanatical about that. And he was the one that said, they'll do it for you. They just do it. Like, it's not like it's no big deal at Kelsey's, FYI. Not to give Fog Away and Kelsey's such attention. But this episode is brought to you by Fog Away and Kelsey's.
And then Prime Restaurants of Canada freak out over guests that decide they only want flats.
And I sense a commercial. The wings are so hot at Kelsey's, you'll need Fog Away in your glasses.
Fog Away. I love it. So I order the wings. Bear in mind, I'm starving. They come they come in a cute guitar-shaped plate. It's just lined with like a, like picnic table kind of
wax paper or whatever. Yeah.
So presentation-wise, cute. There's like a ranch of some sort, like not a dill ranch, but something else. There's like a maple ranch or something. Anyway, so it was fine. Started eating the wings. Pretty hungry, right? I'm like, immediately, I'm like, no. But I still like took down one, and then I take down a second one. And Julia, who's like she notices things right away. She's like, look, I'm definitely eating raw chicken. Like they're completely fucking pink. Ew. And I'm like, oh yeah, these are fucking, so whatever. I spit out that wing. Like I'm a fucking kid, but whatever. What are you going to do? It's raw chicken. I got to spit it out. So then I have to be like, and I should have known in my head. I'm like, why the fuck am I eating it? No partners. Like, I'm the moron here. But that girl was so festive, and she's like, they're amazing. And I was like, I'm in,
yeah. And you're like,
I'm not matching somebody's positivity. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it changed there. So you never know. Like you could have been like, I don't know.
I know. So I'm like, it's okay. I don't want these anymore. And they're like, do you want more wings? And I was like, no. Like, I literally just lost my appetite like that. I was like, I'm good. I'm not eating here, right? So then she still goes to the back, makes me another batch of wings. She's like, I insist. These are on the house. And I'm like,
no, don't tell me they're raw again.
And so then whatever. Then I ate them, and Julia had some too. It was whatever. We got through them. And then the bartender again, he felt bad. So he's like, let me buy you a shot. And Julia's like already rocked. Like Julia's been like drinking. It was a crazy 9 days. Like I feel like I've just been on vacation for 9 days. Like you have somebody come to town to New York, and it's like you're the tourist now too. Like you go all these places, and you're drinking every night. All of a sudden, it was like it was exhausting.
That's always when you end up seeing the city you live in, is when people visit.
Yeah,
it's true.
Otherwise, you don't do anything.
True.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So he offers us a shot, and then
oh boy.
Then Julie's like, no, I'm good, or whatever. He pulls Tullamore Dew off the shelf. I'm like, that's not a shot. Like, that's like a scotch you sip. Like, that's something nice. And I was like, oh, I'll take a Tullamore Dew, right? So then and then, of course, he pours, like, a tumbler glass. He doesn't pour a shot.
That's insane.
He pours, like, a cup, like a kid cup, like a tumbler full of Tullamore Dew. So that means Julia split it, right? We sip ours. Jimmy just takes his back. And I was like, holy shit. The Tullamore Dew was like the best part of the experience, if you ask me, right? Oh yeah, by the way, during this point, Jamie has called the payphone.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
So then the payphone, I guess, is not there anymore, but it still connects to their landline. So I got to talk to her out of the No Partners house phone.
That is awesome. How did she still have the phone number?
Still on her phone.
Okay, that's amazing.
That's funny.
Oh yeah. We also were like, he was yeah, he was trying to get us to like take pictures with him. He's like, yeah, put this on your Instagram. Yeah. I was like, do you have an Instagram? And he goes, no, but we got a meeting about it coming up next week. Like, do you know how you get an Instagram? You open your phone and you fucking start an Instagram. You don't need to fucking call in professionals. You just
know what?
Start it. Like,
you can put a fresh coat of paint on No Partners and try to do all these things, but it sounds like it's still got a lot of character. It's the people that made things quirky at No Partners, because even the cook sounds interesting. The bartender sounds interesting. There's obviously there's still something there.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. The service is still No Partnersy. It's just the atmosphere that's like grody and clean. And this is the other thing that made me laugh too. So when you walk in the door, there's like a giant bar on your left, and then all these tables against the wall there's a bar on the right and all these tables on the left. You walk in, the first thing you see on the bar is a printer.
Weird.
I'm like, why is there a printer on your bar? I was like, you think people are coming here to make copies?
It's because they converted the office to a kitchen.
Exactly.
Also, what are you printing? What are you printing so much that you have to have it out on the bar?
Printing off the menu because it's changing every day. But then after I had the Tullamore Dew, I was like, here's how you fix this place, all right? Paint these walls, get them unyellowed or whatever. Just get rid of this fucking gross, like, white spot color you got going on. Put fucking do like Barney's Beanery does on their tables with all the celebrities on the table, and put up all divorced people. Famous ones, local ones. Just put up like all divorcees on the wall. Decorate it with people with no partners anymore.
I love that.
Right? I thought that was like a cute idea, right?
That is a cute idea.
Right? Because I'm like, and then you know what? If you want to keep the printer on the bar, that's your thing. Hey, you need something printed? Come to No Partners, buy a drink, I'll print your fucking shit. Because I never have a printer. If you had that as a promotion, if you were like, hey, you need some sides printed, you need a contract, like you need something printed, instead of going to fucking FedEx office, I go to No Partners.
Oh, actually, it's not a terrible idea. It's
a really weird idea, very specific, but I'm telling you, for all the times in my life where I've been like, do you have a printer? Oh God, I have to go to Kinko's again. I'd go to a bar buy a drink if you fucking printed out my script, like whatever the fuck I need to print it. It's always like a contract or something, you know, like. Anyways,
come and get
like,
a minimum 50-page printed and get yourself a free drink.
You are you're thinking like John Taffer, out of the box. And you should start a show called Tavern SOS.
Tavern SOS, that's a good idea.
Dive Bar Rescue.
I'll fix your bar for you.
Dive Bar Rescue.
I'll fix your bar for you, but unlike John, I will be drinking as I do it. I get paid and tell them we're due.
There's so many funny stories back in the day of No Partners. Like, I remember Laura. Remember Laura, the bartender?
I remember Laura, even.
Do you remember, Jules?
Of course. Absolutely.
And I remember Christina and I are always like, oh my gosh, her arms are so toned. Do you remember the story? It's like her arms are incredibly toned. Like, she had I go, Laura, what do you do to work out? Like, how do you have your arms so toned? And again, I'm going to try to attempt the accent as well. So forgive me for.
I love this.
I know. She was like,
why don't we all just have a competition right now? See who can pull off a Queen's accent.
I think you could the best, probably, Jules. You're good at accents.
I don't know.
She was like, I don't know. I just blow dry my hair. And I was like, how heavy is your blow dryer? But she had really thick hair, so I could actually see that happening. You know what? The thicker your hair, it takes forever to blow dry your hair. And she's like, I don't know. I just blow dry my hair. That was my impression right there.
I mean, guess what? The bit is hilarious. The accent is horrible.
I know. Try it.
I like that. The hair dryer, I agree with, though, because I always get sore arms when I'm blow drying, too. That's why I hate blow drying my hair. I'm like,
Yeah.
I remember one time Christine called, I think it was Joanie. I think that she was invited her to a Mets game or something.
So
and she
insane.
calls No Partners. Or no, she called Joanie or something. And she's like, hey, is Joanie there? And the person on the phone's like, no, she went to the hospital with her brother. And she's like, okay, and hung up. And Christine goes, she went to the hospital with her brother. She goes, if by hospital you mean prison, and with her brother you mean alone, then yes. She's definitely at the hospital with her brother, or in prison alone.
We promoted you on our Instagram, on our social, that you were going to be on the show today. And did you see what Christine commented?
Oh, totally. And it was funny because I was like, oh my God, we should have invited her on too.
She's so funny.
She probably has lots of No Partner stories that she can share.
I want to invite her on, but I don't know. Is she up this early?
Send her a message right now so we can get her on. Also, I feel bad that I just said that your Queen's accent was terrible. I want you to try again. And Julien, let me hear yours, because maybe yours is worse than Jen's, and then we can make Jen feel better.
Okay, what sentence are we saying?
Okay, what did you say earlier? You did a really good job, Christine. No.
I did. Oh, I was really nervous doing it.
It was good.
Of course, I live in New York. I got time to fucking pick these things up, but...
Okay, give me a line. Line?
Okay, line. You're going to say that how about my No Partner story?
Okay.
Yeah, I opened the business. It was called Partners. Then the guy fucked off, left the business.
Okay.
So I put a no above the sign.
I opened the fucking business with a partner, so I put oh, shit.
Somebody didn't study their lines.
Yeah.
Somebody has also not lived in New York for a long time. You're surrounded by that accent all the time. Let's be fair. It's easier. You've been around a lot.
I opened this business with a partner. He fucked off, so I called it No Partners. There, bang, bing, bada boom, bada bing.
It's part Queens, part Little Italy, part New Brunswick. I loved it. I love it.
Yeah, part New Brunswick.
It's a hybrid.
Part New Brunswick.
But not New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, that's true. Your license plates were New Brunswick for the longest time, and everybody thought you were from Jersey.
I had so many, to this day, unpaid parking tickets because my license plate was New Brunswick, and when I would get parking tickets, they would put New Jersey on it because they were like, they're probably like, New Brunswick has its own license plate, like a city.
That's hilarious.
A city has its own license plate, so I would just have these parking tickets. It would say New Jersey. I just never would pay them.
I mean, I think that's a story you could fucking use as a bit in New York. People would fucking laugh their hat. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
New Brunswick is clearly a city in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Isn't that hilarious?
I know.
City on it.
And it happened. I mean, it's not like it happened all the time, but a couple times I had a parking ticket and you'd look on, it would say state, it would say New Jersey, and it would say my license plate number. So just like, all right, don't have to pay that one.
Another funny thing, just side note about No Partners, and I'll let it go, is the characters, like I said, all the names were really funny. And Joanie the Jokester was really funny. Like she got her name because she was very funny. She would tell jokes all the time at the bar, and everybody was always so insanely wasted in that bar. Like it was never just, I'm a little tipsy. It was always like completely wasted, and it always boggled my mind because she would only drink Coors Light. I'm like, how many did you drink to be that wasted? Like Coors Light, you have to drink a lot of Coors Light to get that drunk.
Yeah, really? I feel if I drink a few.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I think so.
I could take down Coors Light all day. I would never, because I'm a craft beer nerd, but I get like the equivalent of a Coors Light, like a session IPA. That's what I like.
I don't know. I just find it so watery, and it's like, anyway, so
anyone else want to drink right now?
I know. It makes me feel like we should all just go to No Partners, turn down the lighting, and get drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you guys come here, we have to go to No Partners no matter how.
And Mojave.
Like, whatever. No matter what. We just have to pre-eat and...
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's so many little details I forgot. Obviously, Julia's beer was off. She ordered a Kona, which is just like a very classic
What's it called?
Hawaiian lager.
Kona?
Oh, okay. Do you know Kona?
No.
It's just like, it's a brewery. It's like a very, it's like a Molson of Hawaii. Okay. But they have like all different beers. But she was just having a Kona, just like the lager. The simple one would taste like a bud or whatever, like something.
Okay.
And I remember actually when I walked in the door, Jimmy was like, yeah, the Stella's really good here. And I was like, I've been drinking since 1997. I know what a Stella tastes like.
The Stella's really good here.
Also, that's like...
Don't tell me it's the only beer on tap that I don't know.
That's also like if that's what you're bragging about, Stella, like it's I don't know.
I know.
Stella, like that no one has ever said that ever in the history of time. The Stella is really good here. Anyway. It's okay. I don't hate that beer, but it's like it's not for a beer. Like anyway, it's just not something to brag about.
It's a funny order because I just had a Stella for the first time in years in Toronto. It was a panic purchase, and I went out for a beer with Ray, and I was like, I'll have a Stella, and I felt like such a hack.
I know. I know.
True. It is. It's a Stella is Belgian Bud.
Yeah,
yes.
Right, yeah.
100%. So so what happened with the Kona?
So whatever. Obviously she has to like be like this, and I tasted it too. I was like that. I don't know what's up with that, but now I'm also like I ordered a pale ale of some sort. It was a basic one. It wasn't Dale's, but it was like something I'd heard of, and I was like, okay, I'll have that. Mine did taste okay. So she sends it back, and she's like, the Kona tastes off. And then she orders something else. It also tastes off. And then I'm like, they probably have never cleaned their lines here.
Oh, without
right?
Oh, yeah.
No chance.
Ever. And so whatever. So anyways, and I still have like two more things I have to tell you about this fucking.
So did it make you want to get a bottled beer after that?
Oh yeah, totally. But my beer didn't taste that bad. I was like fine with it. So whatever. But but she ends up drinking the second beer. I think she's just like, whatever, I'll just drink it. Because I think the second one just tasted a little more like she ordered a wheat beer or something. Like maybe this happens sometimes in bars where they just connect the wrong keg to the line.
Yeah.
So as long as because that happened to me last week, and I was like, oh, you gave me a Blue Moon and not a whatever. But I was like, I don't care. He's like, oh my God, I just realized I tapped the wrong keg. And I was like, it's fine, I'll drink it. Like, I don't care. But also my notes, they have lost all their old regulars apparently with the renovation.
That
did kill a lot of. Again, he was like, well, we got a kitchen. We're going for like a classy thing now. He actually said classy.
Cute.
I was
it's endearing almost.
It is. It's cute.
It's kind of funny.
So were there people in there? Were there people in there?
There was two people in there and Jimmy. Well, Jimmy was outside smoking actually, technically, when we got there. And one of the people drinking at the bar was the cook.
It's not like No Partners was bumping before. It's not like, So it was never busy. Like I never went in there and there was like tons of people in there ever. I mean, there might have been like the bar might have been full, but the bar is how many stools back in the day? Like what? 6?
No, maybe
8?
More than that. Yeah, like a dozen or something like that. It was because it's a long bar.
Yeah. I don't remember it being long, but it looked longer in the picture. It's funny your memory.
Long. Yeah, it's long. It feels like it seats a lot. It's just like two of the CCTVs sitting at a printer. But
yeah, it's the whole length of the place. But I mean, the regulars are the whole backbone of that place. It's a shame that,
Yeah, if you go on Yelp and you read their reviews, like the first review that pops up is a regular writing back to like somebody wrote something nasty about them. Oh, he's like, hey, sounds like Steve has a big turd stuck up his ass.
Turd.
You have to go read it. I'm not even making this up. It's a real Yelp review for No Partners.
Yeah, you're right. Like often, more times than none, bar makeovers are worse.
Yeah. Like you could think, like in Toronto, I felt like the Firkins, when all the Firkins renovated, I was like, nah, this feels, now they brought up the lights. I didn't like it. I mean, can you think of bars in Ottawa that have done this? Like Lieutenant's Pump? Like, let's hope they never renovate. Like, that is...
Yeah, that's perfect as is.
He always renovates. He always adds and adds and adds. But remember when they...
He adds, but he just makes, like, an extension of what's already there. He doesn't, like... Because it's so dark in there and...
Except, remember the shuffleboard? That was really fun.
Was that not there anymore?
No.
Oh, maybe he has renovated and it wouldn't be the same. I like that room where we did the comedy back there, like 2 years ago.
It's still dark and dingy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But that's the thing. A lot of restaurants now, it's so bright. So, like, turn off all the lights.
I know.
Just put candles on. Remember when we'd go to... That place isn't there, by the way, anymore. Lunita? Actually, it might be. I think I was on the wrong street. But remember how dark that was?
Yeah.
I mean, you just have a candle on the table
Beautiful.
And everything else is pretty much off. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Beautiful.
So
So yeah, I just wanted to tell you about Joanie the Jokester. I never finished it. So she was known as being the funny gal in the bar. Okay, they're like, "Oh, Joni, she's hilarious, Joanie," and then they were like, they introduced us to her the first time, and they're like, "Hey, actually, these two are comedians. They're actual stand-up comedians." All of a sudden, she got really quiet. She didn't want to say her jokes anymore because she was like, "Oh, well, I was always the jokester, but now there's actual comedians here." Like,
Jokester is also such a funny.
I know.
The jokester.
Oh, it's so cute.
I know. I felt bad. They're like it was almost like a sketch. We're like, hey, Joni, and she was like this, yeah. Like she did not want to talk anymore. And we're like, oh, don't worry about it. Like we're just comedian. Like we, you're really. I'm sure you're. And she's like, yeah. All of a sudden, she's all shy. I know. We took away her thunder.
I can't believe you took away Joanie the Jokester's thunder.
Did not want to.
Now we're reaching the tail end of our No Partners experience, okay?
Okay.
So we asked for our check. And Jimmy goes, okay, well, we work on the honor system here. So let's see here. It's about $39.
Shut up. Honor system? What does that even mean? They don't tally anything up?
No.
Yes, he doesn't print anything. There's and then we're like, is there even a computer here? Like, what's happening? And we're like, hold up. Like, we each had one drink. 1 draft beer each. You said the wings were on the house. And then whatever, you did give us that Tullamore beer. Like you gave us that, like we only really ordered 2 beers. And he's like, oh yeah. So $19.
19?
Still for like draft beer in Astoria. That's like, usually a draft is like $8. I would say once in a while you get a $7 place in Manhattan, $9. But for what we were ordering, I feel like the bill should have been like $16 for 2 beers.
Yeah.
So whatever, we're like 19, whatever, pay cash. No chance I'm giving these guys my cards. But so whatever, we pay, and then he doesn't want us to leave. He's like, don't leave. He grabs the microphone. He's like, what if we start doing karaoke right now? Will you stay? Do you sing?
And did he sing? Or
God,
did you say
no.
we had to leave?
Forever. Like I can't. I was like, oh no, we're going home right now. Could not have, like, we were like, no,
oh my God, I love that.
But that's that's boggling my mind that it's that the honor system. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I know.
We don't have a computer. We don't have a printer.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
Can't give you your bill. I don't have a computer connected to the printer.
There's only room for a printer.
Yeah.
You got a printer. Where's your computer? I'm like, what the hell?
We bought the printer, and the other partner fucked off with the computer, so we only have a printer.
We send the emails from the internet cafe down the street to this printer.
That's how the settlement worked when they broke up. Okay, you get the computer, I get the printer.
Yeah. It should be called No Partners in a Printer.
But then here's the kicker of the story.
Okay.
We come home, crawl into bed in my king size bed. Whatever.
You have a king size bed?
Something that doesn't.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what? Let's just watch something that's whatever. So we watched 2020, and because I love true crime shows, but 2020 is always good. They always have like a juicy story.
Oh yeah. It's
like a episode of like I don't even know why I'm laughing, but like, anyways, it was like Chippendale Murders episode.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
And then this guy with like a skullet comes on the screen.
Skullet.
I'm like, oh my God, that's Skullet. And I don't know what happened to me and Julia, but the two of us, like, we had this laughing fit that was so insane. Like, I haven't laughed that hard in so long. It was insane. And then we were crying. We were laughing so hard. And I was like, are we high? Like, is there a gas leak at No Partners?
Yeah,
like, we were... Like, I wasn't drunk. It was like we were fucking crying, laughing so hard. And then all I could think about was that time where you and Christine were watching The Color Purple. And then at the end, you're like, it's curtains for douchebag. And then, like, do you guys remember you was obsessed with curtains for douchebag?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was Christine
like,
that said it's curtains for douchebag.
Christine, which is good. It was curtains for douchebag. Like curtains for douchebag. I don't know. We just had like a really weird post No Partners experience where we were definitely laughing at inappropriate things, like, but like in tears. Like it was a curtains for douchebag moment where I was just like, oh my God,
I love how you remember it was the color purple. I forgot about that.
I know.
Oh, so many funny memories. Oh my god.
Kurt's for douchebag was a good line.
Such a good line. Well, Christine is the queen of that. She has the best.
She's the queen of the catchphrase, and I feel like I'm the pioneer. I'll take your catchphrase and I'll get everybody to start saying deluxe. You know, like.
Well, I said to Jules, because we talked on the podcast the other day about how different people will go through different phases of saying things. Like he said something like he went through a stage when he was younger calling everyone boss. And I said there was the friend of mine who used to say chief all the time.
Yeah, I called everybody
chief
in the early 2000s.
Yeah, guess who it was?
Yeah.
And he was like, I go, Christina Walkinshaw. He's like, I cannot imagine that. Like
I can't picture you saying chief, calling people chief.
You said it to everybody.
Chief. I mean, have me on the E's too. I'd be like, chief. And then Melissa, I would call her chiefess. Like I even had gender specific chiefs. Can you imagine? 2 things that have been canceled today. Both the gender and the chief.
Yeah.
You can chief us.
And you used to say dude as well.
Dude. Kinky. I said kinky a lot.
Well, kinky came after, but back in the day when you first started doing stand-up when you were like 18, you used to say dude all the time.
True. That was all dude.
Cute.
So you guys have to come visit. So we all take a big trip to No Partners.
I would love to come visit. I haven't been to New York since we've lived there.
We should.
I haven't been once. Have you been?
No.
No.
And I'd like to go to Mojave too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I walk by there all the time. And I think that anything that survived COVID, you're clearly a good restaurant or your bar is a front for money.
A front, absolutely.
Which has to be No Partners because I don't understand.
No Partners is a front for some. Like that printer probably fell off the back of a truck. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
And that's probably like if anyone comments on the printer, yeah, that's a nice printer. Yeah, I can get you one. Like it's probably like it's probably to sell more.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you like it? Don't check the serial number.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should go. We should plan a trip maybe in the spring or something. That would be nice.
Come in the spring.
Yeah.
I know Christine wants to come for St. Patrick's Day. So why don't you guys come for St. Patrick's Day?
That'd be fun.
When's that?
March 18th,
March
right?
17th.
17th?
Yeah, that could be fun. I'd like May or June when it's starting to be really nice.
Warmer.
And you're hanging out outside.
It'd be fun to go when Christine's there, though.
Yeah, that would be
almost
I know, to
paramount
all
the weather.
Together in New York.
Yeah. What was that place I used to work at? I used to work at an Irish pub. What was it called? I always forget the name of it.
I don't know.
Well, you didn't work at McCann's too, did you?
No, McCann's I
No,
never worked
this
at.
is in Manhattan.
Hold on. You remember?
Oh, you worked at the Irish pub in Manhattan? You gotta remember.
Yeah, I know, but I told you this before. What the hell?
I
I always forget the name of it. I worked there so briefly.
Yeah, and Christine and I would go see you there, and we'd have some drinks.
What neighborhood? Do you remember the neighborhood?
Hmm.
Also, McCann's died of COVID. I don't know if I already told you.
Yeah, you did. I loved that place.
I did too. I remember after you guys took me to No Partners and then we discovered McCann's, I was like, this is way more my speed. I love McCann's.
There was legit good food there. Are you Googling Irish pubs in Manhattan? Oh my God.
No, but I remember writing it down because I was like, I had to remember where I worked because I always forgot.
What neighborhood was it in?
I don't even remember. Isn't that terrible?
Oh, no.
Oh,
but in Manhattan though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna find out and I'm going to message you about it later. Okay.
I love it.
I'm gonna find
Can I
out
take
about.
a sweet little photo of us before we
Yes.
Not that I'm saying it has to end yet. I don't want it to end. I'm having so much fun.
It is fun.
Cool.
Did you take it?
Can I see that good? I mean, hold on a second. It looks kind of dark. Probably because of my fucking yoga studio lighting in my apartment. Okay, smile. Okay, that's another one. All right.
Yeah.
I'm back.
It's bugging me now.
Oh, the name of the bar?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why would I could not? Because you worked there like just a few shifts.
That's the thing.
It was quick. It was a huge
But it's
place.
also one of those things that do you ever have a name that doesn't stick in your head? You'd think that if you work somewhere, but literally I worked there at like maybe 3 shifts. But do you ever have something that doesn't stay in your head? A name? I don't know what it is. Why is that? It's such a strange, like some people, was it Blackguards?
I don't know.
I think it was Blackguards.
Blackguards?
You can
It doesn't
see
ring a bell.
why. You can see why I don't remember it. It is. That's why, because it's such a weird.
Blackguards. I'm looking it
and
up right
it's
now.
got excellent reviews. It's 4.5 stars. I'm gonna look at the pictures and tell you.
38th Street.
I'm pretty sure it's Blackguards. Like, it's a terrible name.
How did you legitimately just find that by Googling
Yeah,
Irish
but it
pubs
has such
Manhattan?
high reviews. I think that's why.
Nomad. Okay, I know where that is.
You do?
Oh, it looks boarded up.
Ah, it was Blackguards.
Oh no, I don't know. It looks boarded up, but then it says it's open.
Go take a look.
I totally
It
want
is
to go.
Blackguards. It's Blackguards. And you know what? It was
Oh yeah, it is boarded up.
Crap.
Maybe the Google card just passed before a BLM protest when they were boarding everything up.
I mean, no, that's true. Yeah, because it does say open.
Yeah.
Well, at that place, when I worked there, I do remember there was no computer system either, and you wrote everything down on a piece of paper and then handed them then it wasn't that long ago. Like, obviously there was computer systems there then.
No, there's still places like that in Manhattan or like in New York.
So crazy.
Yeah, there's still, I feel like all the bars here, they're either like one or the other. They're hardcore, like square, no cash, or they're only cash.
So
right.
crazy.
Do you absolutely love it still?
I fucking love New York.
Yeah.
I love it. I know I got here at a weird time, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I moved to New York when I was younger. But I'm like, thank God I moved here in my 40s. It's the only thing keeping me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think you'll be there for a long time?
I would love to be here forever.
Oh, that's good.
Aw,
I love it.
And
That's nice.
it's close to, like LA's nice, but it's so far. Like New
LA's
York,
a dump.
New York, you're so close to here, and
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's good.
a review for Blackguards Pub 2 months ago, so that's promising.
I'm going to find it. Trust me. I'm kind of detoxing this week because last week was so crazy. I'm going to Maui on Saturday. But I feel like I'm going to treat myself to one more night out in the city before I go because I'm going to be gone for like a month once I...
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yeah, I got so much. I got so much. And it was funny, actually, on Erica's episode, I was listening to you guys. You guys know, I'm not just a guest. I'm also a listener. I was listening to the Erica episode, and it was so funny because the whole time you guys were talking about House of Comedy, how they only hire Americans. I was like, oh, I'll be there. I foiled them, though. I live in New York. They probably think I'm American, and I got you.
Where
I'm Canadian.
are you working that club?
Yeah, but I'm just doing like the Christmas week. So it's like there's no show Friday, Saturday. So when she reached out, it kind of makes sense that I do it. My parents live right up the street.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's like, whatever. I'm just going to do the Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. So it's not a huge week, but I'm sure they save money. I'm there anyways.
Yeah.
It's like the exact days I'm there, kind of magically like worked out. So, yeah, so I'm doing that, but I'm going to Maui on Saturday. Then I do House of Comedy, go home for Christmas. I go to Whidbey Island, which is like this cute island off the coast of Seattle to do New Year's. Then the next day I fly to Baltimore and I'm working on cruise ships. I got cruise ship work again.
I was just going to ask if you're going to do cruises again. How long are you going for? What stints?
I am. So, well, I'm going to be working on Carnival now because NCL wants the comedians to have 90 minutes of family-friendly material.
Whoa.
To which I say, I'll see myself out.
90 minutes.
245 family-friendly sets.
Like different ones completely.
Different ones.
What the heck?
I couldn't even if I wanted the money that desperately, I couldn't torture myself. I would be
sounds like a nightmare.
miserable. It would give me anxiety. I wouldn't be able to even be myself on stage.
Exactly. Exactly.
So whatever. Carnival, guess what? You have to do like 1 30-minute PG-13 shows, and then like all the rest can be like whatever. Like it could be
perfect.
So obviously I can pull that off. So it just got like accepted by them like this week, and I already have 3 cruises booked. And don't worry, they're like, oh my God, it might be a little stressful because there's so much COVID compliancy now, or it's going to be crazy strict and COVID tests like getting on and off. But whatever, I'm also like fully vaxxed and boosted. I got boosted 3 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
So I feel like great. I feel good. I feel comfortable. The COVID testing, passengers have to be vaccinated. It'll be better than what it used to be, but it will be a little more annoying. Like,
What's the schedule like for listeners that this is completely just out of their realm of reality, cruise ship comedy? What give an idea of like your schedule?
I mean, when I worked on NCL, I was hosting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, even those shows were like I still was ready to headline though, because I had those shows down to a T. But depending on the ship, you do a couple shows a night, and then maybe like we split the theater, we split our room with Howl at the Moon, so we were usually working every other night. I was on the ship for 2 weeks. These contracts are only all 1 week, which is great.
And shows every night, like for the Cardinal.
Yeah, I think you just do 3 in the week. Because you only have to have 3 different shows, and then you're supposed to name them. So I can't decide what I'm going to name my shows yet. I was thinking of doing something like so people know they're going to go from cleanest to like dirtiest. Like I was thinking about calling my first show "Welcome to Knowing Me," and then my second show, "Wow, now I feel like I really know you," and the third show will be called "I Don't Want to Know Anymore."
That's good. I like that. And and when you're on there, do you can't mingle with people, right? You have to be in the.
We're allowed to. We have guest entertainer status, but yeah, if you're crew, you're not allowed to. You have certain times where you could go to the buffet. I don't think there's going to be a buffet anymore. I think those are going to be done. But
do you have?
Find out, but we're allowed to go to the guest lounges, and we get half price if we use any of that stuff. Like if we order a drink, but you can go to the crew bar and get like a beer for like $1.
Is your room like within general population, or is it like on the crew deck or something?
It like depends. Like we got officer cabins sometimes on NCL, which were still nice. Like it was like a full room. I had a window, desk. Sometimes I preferred the officer cabins over the passenger cabin. The passenger cabin's nice, but it just feels like a hotel room. It's like small and here's your bed. Your bed is also your desk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually felt like I had more room to like work in the officer cabin. But once in a while they throw you in like a room with a balcony, and some entertainers really luck out and get suite rooms. But
are you able to enjoy it even though you're working?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know I'd enjoy it more if I wasn't.
Yeah, for sure.
And also you enjoy a lot of you have a good attitude toward life in general, so you mostly enjoy everything.
Some people don't like it.
Have you ever hooked up with anyone on a cruise ship?
Hmm?
Have you ever hooked up with anyone?
Jen, I can't believe you had to ask. Of course I have.
And you can do that? Like you won't get in trouble or anything, or is it frowned upon?
You're not allowed to hook up with the guests. You can't hook up with the passenger.
That's what you were asking, right?
But with crew, you can. Like with
like I definitely fucked a dueling piano player.
That should be the name of your third show. I definitely fucked a dueling piano player.
Which I wonder if the other piano player was jealous.
Yeah.
Like, was he like, I knew his run was better. That's how he got her. He got her because we were dueling and he won, and
I mean, look at my energy and look at dueling piano players. Is anybody shocked? Like that.
Dueling piano player. Remember when that was such a thing? That was such a thing.
I've actually never seen it before.
I've never seen it, but like
in Vaughan, they used to have
Vaughan and Oakville and like those clubs around Toronto, they all were next to like a Wendell Clark's and a dueling piano
Howl at
place.
the Moon. That's like the big brand, Howl at the Moon.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And what is the premise of dueling pianos? You're two pianos. You sit there and just one plays something, the other plays it. So like, what is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that. Or on the ship, they basically will take requests from the audience. And some of these guys are amazing. Like you could just like hand them a slip of paper and be like, "Here, play this," and they'll be like, "Okay." Like
right. Cool, eh? Yeah.
They actually are really talented.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to
go
do
back
something
and forth,
like that.
and it's like they might go half and half through a song. Like I mean, it really is. It's like a fan favorite on the ships, and it's quite fun. And
I'm envious of musicians for that reason. Like if you said to a comedian, "Here, take this premise and go and work on it," it's so boring compared to, "Here's some music, play it, put your spin on it." It's way more exciting. But I think musicians often have that, with comedians, right? Like a lot of musicians like comedians and kind of secretly want to be one, and vice versa.
It just reminded me, talking about piano, reminded me of when we were in Toronto. And Luch had his fingers stuck in a...
Oh, yeah. Tell the story.
I've told it before on the podcast, so I'll just say it quick to Christina, but Luch, who's Christine Von Hagen's husband, who we were just talking about, for listeners that don't know, very, very funny comedy writer. I mean, one of the best ever. And he's so funny. And we were walking down the street in Toronto, and we were just, we were going home, and they were taking an Uber somewhere else. So they're just like in front of No Partners. We're like in front of the Esso on DuPont. And all of a sudden, we just hear like screaming, like insane screaming. And we turn around, and it's Luch.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
And what happened was the Uber's back window was down, and Luch opened the door with his hand, and his hand was on the thing. And then he started talking to someone on the side of the street while he's holding the like where the window comes up. And for some reason, the Uber driver at that moment was like, I'm gonna turn on the AC and put up all the windows. So he puts up the back window and catches Luch's fingers in the window. So Luch is like, so all we hear is like, oh, my fingers. So we turn around, we start like running towards them again just to see if everything's okay. And we get there, and Luch is holding his hands like this, and he's mad, but this is how funny he is. Even in a moment of being upset, he goes for the laugh to make us laugh, because he's telling the Uber driver that he's a piano player, he's a pianist, and he's got a recital, and he's screaming, "This is my life's work! This is my life's work!" And he's just showing his hands to the Uber driver. The guy was like, and Luch is actually mad, but he's joking about the pianist thing, and we're just like, I'm dying laughing. And he's like, "This is my life's work. I've got a recital." And he's just showing his hands.
And do you remember he used to get manicures, and he used to like really take care of his hands. So he was like joking, but he's not joking, because he loves his hands and making them all his nails. Remember he used to do his nails and everything?
Yeah,
I think he still goes for nanny parties with Christine.
Cute.
Yeah, I think so.
Cute.
Anyway, my life's work.
That's really funny.
The screaming. This is my life's work. And the Uber driver felt so bad. He was like this little Guyanese guy, like, sorry. Anyway. What do you have going on today?
Not much really. I've been like, I make my family calendars on Vistaprint for Christmas. Mm-hmm. So I spent the last couple of days just doing that.
Are you going to go for a run?
I've just been doing Christmassy things, kind of just like trying to be healthy. I was going to go for a run before the show because I've been running a lot, as you guys know, but it's raining out. So I was like, whatever, I guess I'll just like drink coffee and get hyper that way. We got really no plans, but sometimes there's always people that hit you up at the last minute. Like, hey, do you want a spot? Do you want to do this? Do you want to host? It's a lot of like last minute stuff, but right now it seems to be a little slow, but then my 2022 looks really good and busy. And
yeah, it's a weird month this month. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys running any shows, or I know you're doing shows, but are you guys going to?
Yeah, not today, but yeah.
I am. I'm doing a spot at Absolute tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it okay if I stay home?
Yeah. DJ Demers is in town, and I want to go and see him.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
Tell him I say hi.
Go do a spot. Yeah, I will for sure. And
that's great. Yeah, you guys are killing it at Absolute, eh? I saw Julien, you were there. Like a week or two ago?
Yeah.
Last week. Last week
fun.
he was there.
Yeah, last week. A week was a good time. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Just a couple of corporates between now and Christmas. Zoom, a couple Zooms, which I can't believe is still a thing. But yeah, just a couple more things. And then Christmas holiday. And then January is looking pretty bleak. But stuff will come up, that's for sure.
Yeah, January's always a little quiet anyways.
Yeah. I know. It's always stressful as a self-employed performer where it's usually booked, weeks and weeks in advance. And we're December.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my new year. I'm like, oh, okay. We gotta figure it out. But it usually does. Things pop up.
Yep, for sure. Okay, well, it's really good chatting with you, Pucarino.
Can you turn? You guys turned off your camera again. Now I'm looking at myself.
Oh, I don't know why it keeps turning off.
I'm like,
weird.
Too much me right now. I'm like,
weird. There.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Just to say goodbye. I didn't want to say goodbye to myself.
Yeah. I don't know why it turns off. But anyway, yeah, great chat. Thanks for getting up and doing this with us. It's always fun to have you on. And follow her. There she is, Christina Walkinshaw, at Walkinshaw on Instagram, and find Christina Walkinshaw really on Facebook and Twitter. Walkinshaw.
Entertaining.
No, Twitter's been totally hacked. I've been hacked and thrown in the garbage on Twitter. I no longer
I
exist.
saw that your account was deleted.
sucks, man.
What happened?
Like, it's so bad. Listen, I was really mad. My first couple interactions with Twitter support were so stupid where I'm like, you don't get it. Like, they're like, this isn't the email that's associated with your account. I'm like, I just sent you 4 screenshots of them hacking me. One of them being like, oh, are you changing the email on your account? If not, click here. And all those links are like dead by the time I wake up in the morning. Anyways.
Yeah, same thing happened to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I was really frustrated. And then I was like, guess what? One less social media to deal with. Maybe life's better like this.
Exactly.
But I mean, you were on Twitter for like 14 years, right? Or something like that?
Well, yeah, 12 years.
Crazy.
12 years on Twitter. 12 years of tweets.
Gone.
About, nothing anybody really wanted to read. But like, still, I was proud of them.
Oh, yeah. And it's just, so what happened was someone just went in, changed the email that it was associated with, changed the password, and then deleted everything?
I got like within 2 minutes, like all these emails came in at like 2:04 a.m. So obviously I was asleep. And it was like, we see you've logged in from a location that's unusual. Was this you? It was Denver. Literally in the same minute, we see you've logged in from a location that's not you, Chicago. Is this you? We see you're trying to change your email right now. If this isn't you, click here. We see you're trying to change your password right now. If this isn't you, click here. All 4 of them, 2 minutes, boom, gone. Twitter, bye-bye.
And you, and when you click on those links, it does nothing. I mean...
Well, it was already like, oh, the link you clicked is no longer valid. I guess maybe it's valid for like an hour. So if somebody wants to hack you in the middle of the night, it's pretty easy.
And it's such a little, like you said, whatever. It's Twitter, 12 years of tweets, whatever. You still feel so violated. Just someone going into your shit, changing your password, changing your email. It just feels like, gross. You just feel disgusting.
Yeah. It's frustrating, and then I just don't have I don't even want to take I don't know. I'm just at this point now where I'm like, I don't want to waste my energy on things like that maybe really don't matter.
And they don't. They don't. And that's what you learn. You really don't. Like, whatever. Like, life goes on. You know what I mean? Yeah. If all of... That's the same as pictures on my phone I've been meaning to delete. And then if something were to happen where they all got deleted, well, oh well. Like, it's not like your life's over. It's a... We hang on to these things like we think they're so important, and then there is a little bit of freedom in realizing, oh well, it's gone.
Well, we had
it's out of your control.
We had messages for years, our early messages when we were courting each other on Facebook. We had and those are all gone.
Yeah, they were so cute too. Like the first messages that I ever messaged with him, like the kind of it was so cute to read it back because so long ago and. Just like the stupid things you say and everything. It was funny to go back and read, but you know what? We should have printed them. See, we need to go to No Partners. Yeah. Print our early messages on Facebook.
Yeah, you kind of feel like when that happens, you kind of feel like if only they knew me, they wouldn't have done this. You know, like it's so annoying. But
they
anyway.
say that old documents from, forever ago are maybe a bit yellowed and whatever, but they're still in existence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of the old stuff is in a cloud, or maybe somebody's going to go in and hack. Like a lot of my information, I thought, well, I'll create a Facebook group to put certain videos, my family videos and stuff like that, and delete them on my phone and keep them on Facebook. Well, you're not.
Oh yeah, that's all
you're
gone.
Not safe.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're not safe.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Although you might have access to us.
Oh, maybe.
Time to go back to hard copies, baby.
Right?
Because everything can get hacked. You can lose everything.
There's something kind of cool about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like my mother, but my mother's like, why do they change things all the time? And I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, she's got a little bit of a point, you know?
I mean, I'm getting there too. When you were saying all those musicians that you don't know any of their names anymore. I knew Machine Gun Kelly, but all those other ones I was kind of lost too. I'm like, I feel a little out of touch too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so detached from pop culture. I know nothing.
Oh, totally. And I don't know what you're talking about, Christina. You got your finger on the pulse. You just posted an Amanda Marshall song the other day. What are you talking about? You are so on top of things.
I'd love to ask Gen Zs on the street what they think of Amanda Marshall. Just have you heard of Amanda Marshall?
Just the fact that they don't know Amanda Marshall is going to make them so mad that they're then going to become the hugest Amanda Marshall fan of all time. This is how we bring her career back.
I feel like she should have had a better career than she got. Something happened. She got I don't know. She should have been bigger than she was.
She was amazing.
Oh yeah. She should have had. Maybe she'll have a comeback.
That curly hair.
Oh, she's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Didn't you see her before she was like popular?
I saw her at the Rainbow.
Oh my God, really?
Like forever ago. I think I was like I don't even know if I think I was barely allowed to go to the Rainbow. And my mom, as you know, my mom likes music, right? So back in the day, even back then, she said, somebody told me that if this girl ever comes to perform, I have to see her because she's phenomenal. And she goes, we have to go. And it was like sold out to the like there was barely any standing room. And my mom kept saying, apparently she's young, really young, tiny, like a tiny little one, but this huge, giant hair comes out and just blows the place away. Like just people jaws are on the floor. They can't believe that this voice comes out of this tiny little person. So I'm looking around thinking, is she here? Because it's just a small bar. I'm like, where is this? She came out and absolutely everything my mom had heard was absolutely true. And then some. The electricity in that small little bar was like palpable. It was amazing. Really amazing. And I thought, this girl is going to be huge. Like she was maybe 18 or something then. And it was just like and I thought she's going to be huge. And then to see what, I guess, I don't know, the record company or whatever was kind of trying to make her poppy, which I think like she should have gone more the Amy Winehouse route, you know, that raunchy kind of like soulful, because that's how she was. Like she sang a lot of Joplin and she was like singing rock songs really good. And I think it was, she wasn't packaged right, but it's hard when you're a new artist, right? I imagine like you just go with whatever they say to do. Yeah,
that's true.
Anyway,
it's bad when you have, that's the thing. I feel like we're kind of getting out of like the rules of having to go through gatekeepers with the internet now. Where you go create your own thing. And then they go, oh, wow, I guess they already like you just the way you are. So
yeah.
Let's take you like that. And they don't go, here's what you have to do. Like, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Well, we're going to go get day drunk and listen to Amanda Marshall.
I love it.
This is
Jen, one more time, Queen's accent. I feel so bad that I was so hard on your Queen's accent.
Oh, it wasn't good. Don't worry. I got nervous and I haven't lived there for a long time.
Just do it. Go.
Okay.
Dive right in.
Well, I don't know. I blow dry my hair.
Yeah.
I already think it's better.
Yeah.
Where's your little applause break?
Here. There. I just blow dry my hair.
I gotta find Laura. I just blow dry my hair. It sounds like something else. What am I doing? I feel like I'm doing a different accent.
That's the one you've always said. It sounds is like Israeli or something. Actually, can we all look into the camera and smile just for the thumbnail? Perfect. All right, Christina Walkinshaw.
I miss you.
Yeah, we miss you. You're the best.
You guys.
We love you, and
I love you guys.
Love you.
And thanks again, and hopefully we'll talk to you before Christmas if we don't Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Have fun out west.
Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna have a great trip. Have fun.
Definitely have a lot on the books right now. It's exciting.
Maybe we'll have you on from the cruise ship. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be really fun.
I usually don't take a Wi-Fi package. I literally go off the grid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a good way to do it.
That's a really good way.
No,
to
I
do
like it too.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's good. It's healthy.
Yeah.
Do you ever get off the boat? Like, do they
totally.
they port? Yeah.
You're up in Everport.
Oh, yeah.
I take a day of tourism too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you go like on a week cruise, how many times do they stop? Usually once or twice or a bunch?
Yeah, two or three times.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's great. Hey guys, this is the show that never ends.
I know. Right?
On and on and on.
It's because we miss you.
All right.
Because we're friends and we just want to talk and see each other again. This is so exciting.
It's a hang. It's a hang.
It's a hang.
It's a fun hang. All right, we'll let you go, and we could talk to you all day. We'll catch up again soon.
I love it. Thanks for having me. That was so fun. I love you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
All
Bye.
right, we'll see you soon. There she goes,
Bye.
Christina Walkinshaw, ladies and gentlemen. Follow her across all social media platforms. As I said, at Walkinsauce on Instagram and Christina Walkinshaw on Facebook. Like that page. No more Twitter. That was fun.
Really fun.
Any thing you want to add while I queue up a song or queue up the ad read here if you just want to kill a minute?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we're doing shows. Just to remind everybody, we're doing our podcast Monday and Wednesdays, and you can watch us live on YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we'll be doing that regularly unless something happens, then we're out of town for shows. But that's our goal, to do 2 shows a week. I love doing them, and I miss it when we can't do it. So, check in. Please take a minute to go to wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to us, rate and review, please, please, please. And I'm so excited that we got to talk to Christina. I'm used to hanging around with Christina all the time. For most of my comedy career, she was always there. Although she did live in LA for a while. We did live in separate cities, but I do miss her. She's like a sister. And we'll see her for sure in the summer because she's one of my bridesmaids.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. Let me remind you, dear listener, that this episode of The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant is brought to you once again by Kookijar.com, spelled Kooki jar.com. That's right. Kooki. That's it. No E, just Kooki jar.com. Go to Kookijar.com. Kookijar.com, you put your weed in it. Simply put, high quality, custom-made weed storage and accessories. We've got some products here. They sent us stuff. This, like as I said, the quality is unmatched. You've got these amazing jars that you can put your flower in. Look at it. The jars come with a custom lid with a 5-time magnifying lens on it, so you can really look at your bud, man. Just really look at it. It comes with all different sorts of sizes of jars, and I like this one here. This is called the Lockable Pouch and Accessory Pack, available at Kookijar.com. Enter promo code JDShow at checkout, and you get 15% off and free shipping anywhere in Canada. Look at this. It's a lockable, smell-proof little pouch. You can put anything you want in there. It's lockable and smell-proof. Nobody can get to it. Nobody knows what's happening in there. It also comes with the 1 1/4 size, high-quality hemp rolling papers with filters. Kookijar.com. Kooki jar.com. Look at this. This is called the Doob Tube. It's high quality.
Throw it in there.
You roll a doob, throw it in there. It protects your doob. It's waterproof, smell-proof, airtight. If you drop this in a river, if you fall into a river with your doob tube, the doob will be safe. So once you emerge from the river, you'll need to smoke that shit. It comes with the bud pod. Look at this. This is a little, and again, the quality, I can't tell you enough. This is like metal, high quality, waterproof, smell-proof. You put a gram of weed in there. It travels really well. This is one of my favorite products here, the Kookijar grinder. It's the size of a credit card. It's like a little cheese grater, but you use with your weed. You get it? Go to Kookijar.com, spelled Kooki jar.com, and enter promo code JDShow at checkout for 15% off and free shipping anywhere in Canada. I mean, I cannot stress enough the quality of these products.
So cool.
That's that. Kookijar.com. Kookijar.com. You put your weed in it. Yeah.
If you have a friend who likes smoking weed, that's a good present for them.
Great Christmas present. And as I mentioned, free shipping all over Canada, 15% off. You can't go wrong. Just go online and see their products. Their bud busters and their rolling papers and their jars and all of this. Kookijar.com. You put your weed in it. That's a long live read we did there. That's a long one. I don't like that song. That was too mellow. I know. Anyway, go to Kookijar.com. We thank them, our sponsor. And that's that.
Love it.
Love it. Did you want to do the Daily Dose or do it tomorrow?
No, I want to do it. No, on next Monday.
Next show. I'm so used to doing daily shows. I'm glad we don't do it every day anymore.
Yeah, it's better. Well, I feel like we've had enough of a show.
Yeah.
And next Monday.
All right, friends. Ugh, I hate that. Friends.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing?
Who are you right now?
I don't even know. We appreciate it. We'll see you next Monday. So next week, do we have 2 shows? Yeah, we do. We have Monday and Wednesday. Then we'll be off for Christmas. So 2 shows left till Christmas break. Can you believe how many times I've joked on this podcast? It's almost Christmas, basically, throughout the summer. Now it's there. It actually didn't go by that fast. Like I felt like I've been saying that a long time ago. Like in the summer, be like, it's pretty much Christmas. And here we are. I actually can't wait for summer now. Month of May when things are starting to bloom and the birds and the peepers at night and it's just warm.
Yeah.
I'm already sick of the winter and we're not even officially winter yet. It's still the fall.
I know. Let's enjoy Christmas.
Yeah. Let's enjoy Christmas. Let's enjoy each other. Take care of each other, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We remind you to subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review, by the way. If you have an iPhone, it's the Purple Podcast app. You all have it. It comes standard with your iPhone. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, go on your iPhone. Open the podcast app and search The Julien Dionne Show with Jen Grant and leave us a review. It makes a big difference, and that's all we ask. We provide the show free of charge. Just leave us reviews, positive reviews. We don't want any negative shit.
Yeah.
Don't
know if it's something nice to say. Don't say anything at all.
Yeah, don't bring your Grenville towing reviews here. We want nothing but the best. And of course, subscribe on YouTube and all that stuff. Follow us on Instagram. We've got a great Instagram page there at JD Show Pod. Anyway, we love you. Jen, I love you.
Love you.
Thanks to Christina Walkinshaw once again.
See you Monday.
We'll see you Monday, and until then, watch your head. Yeah, buddy.
The whole world wants a piece of my head, but they all get a piece of my mind instead. I roll over and go back to bed. It's such a beautiful waste of time. A waste of time.